Good morning, dear students. We are studying about the planning process, and in the previous class we have already studied about the first four parts of the first four steps of the planning process. First we have studied that the first step is that selecting the objectives. Then second one is determining the planning premises, and the third one is to identifying the alternative courses of action. And then fourth one is the evaluating the alternative courses of action. Now next step that we are going to study is the selecting the best alternative, selecting an alternative. So here in the previous step we have studied about how we will evaluate about the alternative courses of action. So when we evaluate about the alternative courses of action, we discuss what are the advantages of one alternative as well as the disadvantages of the alternative, and we also know that what is our requirement, what is our objective, and considering the advantages as well as the disadvantages of the alternatives and the objectives of the organization or our needs, based on that we will be selecting an alternative. So sometimes there is a possibility that we may get two or even more alternatives, which is the better options. So if there is more than one option, sometimes there will be only one alternative which is the best one, and sometimes there may be more than one alternative which is better. So what we do is that we select even more than one alternative, because we don't know what will be happening in the future. So if we have selected only one plan, what happens is that if anything goes wrong, and if our assumptions made is not correct, and if things are going wrong, then our plan will be a failure. So what we do is that we take a second alternative. There will be a plan B. So second plan or another plan. If our plan is not going properly, then we can select the next one. So that is why we select maybe more than one plan also. But in that also we will select that what we will be doing the first one, and if this is not going well, then what can be done in the second one. And we will also make the subsidiary plans are there, whichever is under the one main plan is there, and what are the different activities under that plan, what are the things that we have to do. So all these type of things we will be deciding in the selecting an alternative step. See, for example, if I have told you that if I want to go to Delhi, and I have selected, or I found that there are so many alternatives like going by plane, going by train, going by bus, going by car. Four options are there. Okay. So then when we have evaluated the objectives, so in the evaluated the alternatives. So when we have evaluated the alternatives, we studied that first one, the going by plane. It is very much faster, very much effective, very comfortable. There is no any kind of problems. You just have to go to Gorakhpur and sit in the plane. Then it will take you to Delhi maybe in 1.5 hours. There is no less than 2 hours time. So in few hours you will be able to reach there. There is no any uncomfortability there. But the problem is that there are the advantages of that, but there is a disadvantage. It is very expensive, and if we have to go in the upcoming days, very recently, just like tomorrow or day after tomorrow, like that, then the cost will be very much higher. And the next alternative is that going by train. So if we are going by train, then also the comfortability is there, but that much amount of comfortability is not there like what we are traveling in the plane, and the time will be taken even more. Okay. And another alternative is that bus. So if you are considering bus, then that will be little more cheaper, and in the train it will be more cheaper than even the bus or even the car, the most cheapest way we can say. But there is no any guarantee, or there is no any conformity that you will reach there in the exact time. Sometimes the train may be cancelled, sometimes the train may get delayed, okay, or we may not be able to reach there on the proper time. So that is also one kind of a disadvantage there. But going by bus, Again, there is going by bus, giving a little bit amount of comfort is there, but it is slightly more expensive. And if you are going by car, then there are a lot of amount of advantages, like you can sit, relax and go, and it is a little more time consuming, and chance of accidents and all are there, like the driver is sitting there continuously, he is driving for some 10 hours, there may be accidents and on the way something happens to the car, then if you are stopped in between there, so some risk is there. But if your driver is perfect and if your vehicle is also perfect, there is no any issue regarding the vehicle, the car that you are traveling. And if you have to, if we can go, like in between we can stop, and if you are feeling tired, then we can take rest or have some tea in between or anything like that, and go on. There is no any problem in that. So there, see, like some advantages are there. In every alternative, there are advantages as well as disadvantages. We cannot say which is the best one. You understand? So if you have plenty of time and less money, then you can choose train. That will be more suitable. If you have more money and less time, so like if you are a businessman and you want to go for the business purpose, and then suddenly you can come back. One day itself you go attend the meeting and come back. So tomorrow is the meeting, 10 o'clock is the meeting, you have to go and attend to the meeting, and by evening if you want to come back, you can choose the plane. So according to our requirement, what is our need, then based on that we can go and come back. So in that way, considering these kind of objectives, we will be choosing which alternative has to be there. So selecting the alternative we consider based on, we cannot say that any option is like that. There are 4 alternatives are there. Any of these alternatives are not good, we cannot say. Okay. So if you are a businessman, you will be having first priority to go by plane. Second priority will be going by your own car. Means if you are going by your own car, then also you are getting more comfort. But expense, you don't worry, because you are a businessman. You have maybe having sufficient money to do the business, or going by car, you may have your own car, or even if you don't have, you can afford a taxi car. But if you are not going for a business purpose, or it is not very much emergency to go and come back, you have plenty of time, but you don't want to spend much money, then going by train or going by bus will be better options. So according to our requirement, we will be using the or we can understand that which is more suitable. Then the next step that we have to study is the 6th step, that is called the implementing the plan. Okay, so we have found, first we decided the objectives, premises, then we also studied about the evaluated about or identified different alternative courses of action, evaluated the alternative courses of action, and selected one alternative which is the more suitable one, the most suitable plan we have selected. Then next step that we have to do is to select or implement the plan. Okay, so implementing the plan means to making this plan into effect. Okay, so we are using this plan. Okay, so this at the time of implementation, what we do is that we have to understand, we have to also study about the other factors. See, for example, what are the subsidiary plans that we have to do, and what are the other decisions that we have to make. All these type of things also we will have to discuss, or we have to find out at the time of implementing. See, for example, if a total plan, if producing 1000 units is our total objective that we have, or increasing the total output, like 1000 output we are going to increase. That is our objective that we have made, and we decided that we will be purchasing new machinery more, and we will be producing more amount of output. So that may be the plan that we have decided. In that, but we have to decide how we will do this one, and when, who will do this. Okay, we will maybe have to appoint new employees for that, or existing employees will be doing. So for that we need more laborers maybe there. So who will be doing this action, and when we will do it. All this type of so deciding the plan means mostly we say that what we have to do. So that question is mostly considered. But at the time of implementation, we have to consider that who will do it and when we will do it. So all these things also we have to consider while we implement the plan. So that is called the implementation. Implementing means that the using of the plan, or we are going to do the project or the plan that we have decided. Okay, then the last step and one of the foremost step, we can say that this is called a follow-up action. Okay, following up. So following up means that we have to see to it that the plan is going according to the our needs or according to our objectives. So the plan is going smoothly without any problems. So that is what we have to see to it that the plan is going nicely. Okay. So say for example, we have decided the alternative, that we have selected the plan, but sometimes the actual situation we have, see, like when we make the plan, we are considering that these things will be there. So assuming this plan is made full of assumptions, isn't it? So we don't know anything is not clear, because we are deciding the plan based on the future. So the future is uncertain, So what is going to happen, we don't know, and in that way we are deciding the objectives and or selecting the alternatives. So when it comes into action, we cannot say that it will be successful or it will be going smoothly according to the our desires. So we have to see to it that. So imagine that, see, like as I told you when we studied about the features of planning, we studied that it is a continuous process, isn't it? So we have to follow up. We have to see that the plan is going according to the means the things are going according to our plan. And if a plan is okay, somewhat successful. If the plan is not working properly, then we might have decided alternative plans will be there. So we have to shift to the next plan. We have to change to plan B. If the plan A is not going successfully, then we have to change to plan B. And if that is also not going, we have to find out what is the problem behind that, or if any other alternatives that are there, then that will be also decided, or we will be continuing with that. So follow-up action is very much necessary, and in the time of follow-up action, the same process will be continuing. Okay, so first we will decide the if imagine that if according to our plan, if it is not going, then see, like we have decided that we have to make 1,000 output. That is the objective that we have made. But according to our plan or according to our circumstances, this is not going smoothly. Then sometimes we may have to reduce our objective or targets. So maybe like reducing, like imagine that suddenly the coronavirus situation came. So the things are not going smoothly, or production is not possible up to this much level. So how much that we have planned, and even if you produce the plan and make it available in the market, that much demand may not be there. So earlier we had decided that we have to produce 1,000 outputs, but now we came to know that this much demand will not be there, and producing 1,000 output will be a waste. So we may have to reduce the production, and we will have to reset the objective. So in the follow-up action, what we do is that we will find out that things are not going well. Then we have to change from the beginning, from the first step onwards. Okay. So we will decide change the objective. We will consider the objectives. If there are any difficulty in the objectives, then we will also secondly we will study about the identifying any other alternative courses of action. So whatever the alternatives that we have studied is not going smoothly because our objective changed, then we can have another idea. Okay, so we will decide maybe some other better alternatives are there or not according to the present situation. Then we will evaluate about the alternatives again. Then we will select. We will consider which one is the best one. Then we select the alternative, and after that again we implement it. So after implementation, again we have to follow up. Okay. Then in that also, if the things are not going, so it is kind of a circle. Okay. So that is why we call it as a planning as a continuous process. Okay. So now you might be able to understand. See. If this follow-up action is not there, then it is over. Like by implementing the plan, the planning process will be over, isn't it? So we decided we found out different alternatives, decided the plan and implemented that. With that, if that plan is going to be 100% successful, then there is no any requirement of following up action. Okay, but we know that the things are not going to be in that way. 100% accurately, any person will not be able to decide what is going to happen in the future. We can, some extent, we can understand. So if our assumptions are correct, then to some extent we will be able to find out that, or we will be able to do the things or assume the things in a proper way. But to 100% accuracy of in the assumption will not be there in any case. Okay. So this is called the follow-up action. So far we have studied about the planning process, and in your book the next topic is given about the types of plans. So this portion has been removed by the CBSE board from the syllabus of this year. So you need not to study that portion. So I will not be teaching you, but it is a good topic. If you want to know about that, it is better to have some idea about that. Like types of plans are there. So the types of plan means there are two types of plans are there. Two main categories are there. One is called a standing plan and a single use plan. Standing plan means that with the plan which we can use it again and again. Okay, that is called a standing plan. Okay, once if the plan is made, it will be used forever. So such kind of plans are called as the standing plan. Imagine that the vision of our school, if you consider, so that is a plan that we have made, but that will continue forever. We are not going to change the vision of the school, or vision, mission, all these type of things which will be given in the school diary you might have seen. So these are also kind of plans that we are making. Okay, means that the one plan we have made which is going to be continued for a long duration, that is called the standing plan. And single use plan means that the plan which we are using for only one purpose. Okay, one like imagine that we are going to decide like budget is made. So budget is made for the making of one particular project to be. So that project is over, then that budget is also over. Then we have to make new budget, new plan will be there. So at the end of this period, that plan also will be over. So such type of plan is called as a single use plan. Single use plan means like we can say like it is like the glass, the plates that we are using. So the plates that we are having, which plate we are like at our home we are having some type of plates which we are using for regularly, or glasses that we are having. We use the glass glass glasses are there. So those things are there that we are regularly using. Like steel plates are there, then a steel plate we will wash it and use it again and again, isn't it? Or steel glass is there, or a cup that we are using. All these things we use it again and again. But we have also disposable glasses available. Paper glasses are there, or earlier thermocol glasses were there, or paper plates were there. So this is disposable. So this is called single use one. So the same way this is also there. Okay. So standing plan means that we will use it again and again, and single use plan means that we will use only for once, and after that the plan will be over. Okay, and under that there are so many subcategories also are there, like methods are there, procedures, rules, policies. As I told you, policy is a standing plan, and budget and all these things are a single use plan. So these kind of things are given there. So just as I told you, just you can go through it, you can have an idea about that, because you are going to study these things in the future. Even though this year you need not to study, you have to study these things in the future. So having an idea about this one is very much important. You can have a good idea about that. So for that purpose, you can use it for your reading purpose. Okay, and with that we are going to end the chapter. The remaining portion, whatever is given in your book, is cancelled from our syllabus. Okay, so that's all about the chapter, and thank you so much.